Hello everyone, it's Karen. I cannot believe that it is almost November and one of my favorite projects comes up in November. For the last several years, I have been committing to a daily scripture writing and journaling practice in November that is all about giving thanks to God for all of His blessings and just cultivating that heart of gratitude before we move into Advent and the Christmas season. So each November for the last few years, I have found a scripture list or a giving thanks list, and I have used that. And each day throughout the month of November, then my morning Bible journaling time has been spent just in thanksgiving and praise. And it has been such a rewarding kind of activity or commitment. What I wanted to do with you today is just show you some of my previous journals from past years, just by way of inspiration and different ideas, and then show you what I'm planning for this year and hopefully give you some resources that you can have your own journal this year also. A couple of the past years I have used a TN notebook or a traveler size notebook. These are just really convenient size for carrying with and for working in. I have also for the last few years used the lists and some of the kit materials from Illustrated Faith. They do this every year also, and this year also you can go ahead and get their prompt list free, and then if you want to, you can add some of the kit items as well. So you can see this year was a very colorful year. I used a lot of stickers and kit items, but there was always a verse and a little prayer, which is kind of my standard practice. I spend some time thinking about the verse, contemplating the verse and its context, and then write a prayer to go along with that. So I used a lot of different materials in here, some stamps, stickers, and paper from various places, and look, even a little flippy thing. And that was my journal, nice and fun and thick for 2017. This one I think was last year's. And again, a traveler's notebook. This one already had every prompt printed in it, which is nice. And they gave us the thing to kind of focus on, to be thankful for, and then a scripture verse that went along with that. And so again, that's how I approached my Thanksgiving journal, with the prompt and then the verse and a prayer to go with that. So used a lot of the elements from the kit, but also some other just fall and autumn type things that I pulled in from other places. Here's a bunch of washi tape. It's a great place to use washi tape. Lots of layering, sometimes some paint. Again, lots of different places. Just pull in what you have. Or, you know, it doesn't have to be this elaborate either. It's just being in the Word every day and being able to focus sometimes on things that we don't think about to be thankful for. You know, we always think about family, but do we think about how God protects our hearts and our minds? That was, you know, a neat kind of a way to look at being thankful. That was last year. A few years ago, I converted an old book. I just gutted it, I guess you could say, and I added a little bit of a 3-ring little binder mechanism in there, and just cut up a bunch of paper, and that's what I used as the basis for this year. A little bit more on the simple side, like this one. You know, do we ever think to be grateful for our trials? Not all the time, but it is something that really brings us close to Christ. So we definitely, you know, Scripture tells us to be thankful for those trials and the way it grows us in our faith. So this was another year, different kinds of paper, different kinds of thing, very simple, at least a lot more simple than compared to what I had done before. So another different way you could do that. You can use any notebook binder, whatever you have. This year I created my own little, kind of an odd shape, I guess, almost 5x7. But I had some notebook paper left over from another journal, and I always save that stuff. I never know. Making journals is super easy. You can see these pages are sort of on the yellow side, so I hadn't used it yet. But I just bunched them together, and I did a simple binding stitch. You can see the string in there. Binding stitch, and then I used this really awesome piece of scrapbook paper that I found. I added the title there, but the scrapbook paper is just really nice and thick, and I used glue to then cover this basic journal. So I'm also using from Illustrated Faith this year their annual gratitude documented list. Now you could download this list for free from their website, and I will link that up. You'd have to, if you want to use some of the elements, those are for purchase, but you can use anything around that you have, and there's lots of free downloads there. So anyway, this year they give, again, a word and then a scripture verse, and so that is what I will be basing my entries in. I didn't set up the whole thing, just played around a little bit with this first set. They also offered, and this I purchased, the prompts, and I printed those off at home on some clear sticker paper, so I really like how it shows up. And then also from the Print and Pray shop, these awesome numbers, and they go all the way 1 to 30 for the prompts. So that's my plan for this year. I did also want to share this really fun prompt set from Visual Faith Ministries, and you can go, and again, everything on Visual Faith Ministry is free to download, and you can print this off at home. And their journal, really cute idea to use some cards, like you go to the dollar store and get some fall or Thanksgiving themed cards and put those together, and there's instructions for that with this download, which makes it super fun and nice. And what they've done here is they have a scripture for each day, which, you know, we always want to make sure that's in there. And then there's a prompt, a thinking prompt. What wondrous works or acts do you see God doing in your life? And that goes with First Chronicles scripture passage. So they've got that for every day in November, and I might throw some of these in there as well into my journal, or I'm kind of toying with the idea of setting up a journal with these and then using it for our family devotions at dinner time, which I think would be really special also. So anyway, that's what I'm doing this year, and I'm going to use all kinds of different things that I have, you know, I'm starting to gather all of my fall items. I'm a scrapbooker, so I do have quite a few. I'm a verified washi hoarder, so I definitely have some washi tape to pull from. Just, you know, keeping it with the fall colors. You've already got a theme together, and it goes very well. And again, it's not about how everything looks. It's about spending that time with God in Scripture, in His Word, and remembering all of the things that we have to be thankful for. And I think especially in 2020, it's a good practice to just be reminded of the many, many blessings we have. Yeah, the world may be, you know, thwarting our plans, but God is still in control. And the blessings He gives us are just innumerable. And sometimes we just have to open our eyes to see them. I hope that you have a very blessed November and are every day giving thanks. Thank you, and we'll see you soon.